This is Gary Kayye, and I am proud to be joined today by a good friend of mine. He and I have taught together for some almost 20 years now. Paul Depperschmidt. How you doing, Paul?
Good enough, Gary. How you doing today?
Good. And when I first met you, you and I first started working together, you were with Panasonic at the time, and you were like the video guru at Panasonic. But now you're sort of the video guru over at Cisco and trying to help bring them into the commercial AV industry. Well, actually, they've been in the commercial AV industry, having the acquisition of Tandberg, obviously, that jump-started that, and of course they had the telepresence system, but you're doing something a little different and unique now with Cisco, and I'm here to talk to you about sort of what that is, and sort of to also let people know that you're going to be at ISE again after not being there for a couple of years.
Right. So with ISE, if we started there, we, as Tandberg transitioned to Cisco, it kind of got dropped through the cracks. It was a big show for Tandberg every year,
yeah,
and very effective. And then when it came to Cisco, it's like just no one just kind of jumped on it. So I kind of took it on myself to see that we got back in that show and got really in front of the AV space, and especially at ISE. And so after 2 years of working on it, we now have a booth. We're going to be there, and while it's not going to be a huge show for us, we'll be there and with quite a bit to see.
And you're there because you're obviously, with the Tandberg acquisition, but also with the current Cisco product line, you're supporting the ProAV channel. I think a lot of people don't know how approachable Cisco is. I think they're intimidated. I mean, Cisco's this giant networking company that runs ads on television. They're not like the average AV company out there.
Right, and typically you can have a conversation that is either like 3 days worth of here's what Cisco does, or what we're going to do. Maybe 5 minutes and cover any. But we are into a lot of things, and it seems sometimes like people get kind of lost in the cracks a bit. That's why we want to come back to ISE, because we want to make sure that the folks within the AV space understand we do have a place that we very much want them to be involved with what we're doing and where we're going, and we just want to kind of bring it to this show. And we know it's a big show. Cisco's very impressed with what happened at Infocom over the last couple of years and didn't know that ISE even really existed. And so we were able to make sure that happened and get ourselves in it.
Yeah, and this is like the Infocom of Europe, really, and it's really EMEA. Right. It's more than just Europe. I mean, this is truly the one only truly global AV show. So as our viewers know, that it's a combination of sort of CEDIA and Infocom together. So it makes a lot of sense for you to be there, because obviously Cisco's not a U.S. company. They're a global company that feeds systems globally. So your role at Cisco is sort of to help cultivate the ProAV market really within Cisco, right?
Right, and actually the being at ISE is a good example. I mean, someone had to kind of stand up and shout that we needed to be there and talk to the right people and get the right approvals and all that. So while I'm kind of a one-man band as far as AV integration is concerned within my area, I have to reach out to all different parts of Cisco in order to have them understand what integration's about and how to do it right, and how to promote our business within that area. So ISE is a good example of what I've been able to do. And there's other things that within the framework of Cisco, which takes a little while for us to learn, frankly. Those of us that came from the Tandberg side, it is a very large operation, as everybody knows, and it's sometimes a little difficult to navigate. So that's one of the things that I try to help to do is help the AV space to navigate within Cisco and understand kind of what's going on, and vice versa. I mean, to have the Cisco folks understand what the AV space is all about.
Yeah, and so speaking of which, although you go through distribution in most areas of the world, you want to meet directly with the integrators at ISE. There's a reason behind that, because you want them to know that you're still supporting them, that not only technical support but sales support, systems design support. And I think if I understand correctly, that's the whole reason why you're going to ISE. It's not necessarily to get more dealers, but to get the dealers, have a relationship with the dealers, so that you can help hold their hand through. This is sort of a very technical system. I mean, obviously video conferencing has moved from what it used to be to now very much a network-centric product.
Right, and so we don't want to leave the consultants out, and frankly the end users as well. So we want to have all of them come by and see what we're doing, and a lot of it is, yes, let's back up to kind of the AV space and make sure all the integration consultants and everything know where to get information and how to get support and how to get help, but also to maybe show a little bigger picture of where this is heading and how they can be involved. And so a lot of what you'll see at our stand is going to be that bigger picture. We definitely have a very strong area for AV integration and what you can find there and what you can do, but we want to make sure everyone understands too that with Cisco there's a lot more to see.
Right. And so where are you going to be on the show floor? What hall are you in?
We're in hall, let's see, hall 12.
Okay, that's the that's the teleconferencing hall, yeah.
Correct. And everybody kind of walks by there at one time or another. We're going to be right there on the aisle as you walk through. So as you're going between all the larger areas, you'll find that we're going to be right there.
And your stand number? Do you know your stand number?
Yeah, stand number is E90.
Okay, so yeah, you're right on the aisle then. Yeah. So that's the hall. You do literally have to walk by your stand to go from the main hall to all the other halls, especially for those people that are interested in the large format LED. When you're walking to that hall where the large format LED stuff is, look to your left, and it looks sort of like you're walking through a hallway, and all of a sudden you look to your left, and there's a whole other hall of booths or stands. So you'll be there, and you'll have a team of people there to not only launch some new products and talk about your technology, but also to sort of explain the value of the direct relationship.
Yeah, and when we say direct, it doesn't necessarily mean purchasing. It means support and touch. So, and also we have some things that we are actually, I think it's just rolling out today. Maybe there are some things in the training arena that we'll be announcing that are coming through the CCNA video, and so you definitely want to look that up and talk to us about it. There will be new certifications that will be available, which we're long overdue, actually. I mean, we should have had this some time ago, which really focuses on the network portion of what's happening in video and how to route it. So this will be training along those lines. So it should be good to do. There's also some consultant programs. There's some partner program changes that are going on that you can come by and talk to us about, some changes in the way that we've structured it, which I think the integrators will like.
Right, yeah, they will like that.
Right, so we'll definitely talk about that. There's a developer zone area where you can actually go and get all the information, like on API codes and modules and things like that most people may not know exist. It's kind of, Cisco's a big website, so we want to make sure you know exactly how to get it.
Right.
And give you the URLs. There's also Advanced Services going to be there to really discuss some of the things that they can offer to the integration space, where in a lot of cases our integrators and even consultants don't have that background in the network world and need some support along those lines.
They do. That's exactly right, yeah.
Yeah, and so you can hire Cisco in a lot of cases. We'll kind of wear your hat, that kind of thing, and a lot of folks don't know that's available. So we'll have the complete discussion there about what you can do and what's available for you to kind of hire out those kind of specialized skills that you may not have.
Yeah, and we'll actually shoot videos of all. We'll go to each one of these little stations on your stand, and we'll shoot short videos for those people that can't get by there or aren't able to go to the ISE show. So we'll also shoot videos that'll also tell them how to get in touch with you directly. Right. But in the meantime, if they want to find out more about Cisco or and they want to go to Cisco.com, it's kind of complicated because you have a lot of products, everything from the stuff sold at Best Buy to everything sold to multi-billion-dollar companies. But where is the place they need to go to start to have a connection with the ProAV group, or do you want them to contact you directly, or where should they go?
Well, and what we're planning to do, and we did this at InfoComm, it worked out pretty well, was we'll create a little card and a handout, maybe, and we'll send it to you via email as well, that here's the key URLs that you'll want to know. Okay. And so each of them are different areas, but what we'll do is come by the booth and we'll hand you this card out that says, here's the URLs, and actually a little code we can use with your phone and just kind of go right to it for the CCNA training, for the AV integration partner information. All those kinds of things will be on one card, and we can send it to you, and that way you can kind of fan out through Cisco and go to the places you need. Yeah,
in fact, speaking of the CCNA, this is something I know a lot of people who are watching this who have seen me speak over the last couple of years. One of the things I've put in every single talk that I've done, whether it be with the Almo shows or whether it be with the digital signage training that I've done or the future of AV stuff, I've been talking about how important it is that everybody in our industry get the CCNA training. And basically, I believe that stands for Cisco Certified Network Administrator, I believe, or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a 3 or 5 day class, depending on where you come from, whether you're in sales or whether you're technical side, and it gives you the basics of networking, so that you can talk the talk and understand when somebody's saying, "Well, how does this affect my network?" how does this affect the bandwidth? And you know what's good about that class? I don't know if you've personally gone through it, but I have. What's good about that class is that it doesn't tell you. It doesn't necessarily. Now again, it's probably changed because it's been 7 or 8 years since I did it, but it's not just about Cisco products and Cisco technology and video conferencing on the network. It talks about every device on the network and sort of how every device gets affected by the network. And it's good baseline. It's not enough information that you can go configure a company's network, but it's enough information so you can put something on the network and be able to talk to the IT people and understand how it affects their network so that you can explain it to them and that they will feel comfortable with you sticking something on their network. So I highly recommend that class.
And not being an expert on it, there are people, we'll have people that will be able to talk through it. But one of the things that's important is from that CCNA, then you branch out into different areas like voice over IP, particularly, or other particular specialties. And what we're now providing is a specialty along the lines of video over the network, which is unique and brand new. So these are things that I think you can add to it. And we know in the AV space, there's the connection between the IT guys is sometimes difficult, and the more you can speak their language, like you were saying, that you can really come in and converse on their level and help them do their job, the better chance you've got of being at that table and being able to really speak with them. So this helps. Yeah. And having a Cisco badge, let's face it, it helps. Yeah. As you go out there and really start to talk to the IT guys, it maybe breaks down that barrier and breaks down that wall a little bit that will be between it.
So if you're watching this video now, go back on your browser to the little write-up about this video. I'll put a link to that CCNA class because I really strongly encourage you, regardless of whether or not you're selling, quite honestly, Polycom or anybody else's systems, it is a great class. And as I said, it doesn't just focus on Cisco stuff. It focuses on how the network works and how to connect to the network. And it's sort of like a gateway class. You start with this class, and then you can branch off to other classes. So we'll see you at ISE, and you're in hall number 12, which is where our stand was located last year. So we'll see you right there. And like I said, if you don't get a chance to go to the show, you can visit our portal at ravenowisE.com, and you'll see that we'll shoot all the videos. And we're going to try to shoot your videos the day before the show opens, hopefully, if your stand is all set up. So if you come back to this site on next Tuesday, then everything should already be populated, and you can watch them and see what Cisco launched. But if you're going to be at the Amsterdam RAI, you need to come by the show. You need to come by and go by the booth, the stand. Right. All right. Thanks, Paul. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks very much for having me on.
All right. I'll see you next week.
See you in a week.
That's right.